The NFL landscape has once again been rocked by a wave of unexpected developments, and the Dallas Cowboys find themselves squarely at the center of it all. What was once thought to be a relatively quiet offseason in Big D has suddenly transformed into a seismic moment in football history. The Cowboys, often dubbed America's team, are making headlines for a series of moves that no one saw coming, moves that could alter not just the fate of their franchise, but reshape the entire balance of power in the NFL. In a development that stunned analysts and fans alike, New England Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel has opened up about the stunning trade that sent quarterback Joe Milton to the Dallas Cowboys. But just as Cowboys Nation was trying to wrap their heads around that news, another bombshell dropped. Daniel Jones, the former face of the New York Giants, is reportedly signing with the Cowboys in a move that absolutely no one predicted. This isn't just big news. It's game-changing. And it's raising more questions than answers about what exactly is happening behind the scenes in Dallas.
First, let's unpack the Joe Milton situation. The Patriots were the first team to make a serious investment in Milton, selecting him with hopes of grooming him into their future quarterback. Known for his rocket arm and physical tools, Milton had become one of the most polarizing quarterback prospects in recent memory. Critics questioned his consistency and decision-making, but no one doubted his upside. At 6'5", 235 pounds, with a cannon for an arm and top-tier athleticism, Milton looked like a prototype for the modern NFL quarterback. So why, just months into his NFL career, would New England be willing to trade him away? That's where Mike Vrabel comes in. Speaking candidly during a press conference, Vrabel, who returned to New England after his Titans coaching stint to help rebuild the post-Belichick Patriots, stated that the move had less to do with Milton's ability and more to do with fit. He explained that the Patriots' current quarterback development philosophy didn't align with Milton's style.
They were looking for someone with a quick processing mind, more pocket-focused, while Milton thrived in a vertical offense with designed movement and deep ball play action. According to Vrabel, Milton's ceiling was immense, but he simply wasn't the puzzle piece the Patriots needed at this time. The Cowboys, however, saw things differently. Mike McCarthy and Jerry Jones have reportedly had their eyes on Milton since his days at Tennessee, and with questions swirling around the future of Dak Prescott, the front office decided the time was now to take a leap. The cost was reasonable. Dallas gave up a third-round pick and a conditional future fourth, but the upside is enormous. Milton comes to Dallas with a clean slate and the opportunity to develop under a creative offensive system surrounded by weapons like CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson, and possibly even Tyreek Hill if the swirling trade rumors turn into reality. But then came the even bigger shock: Daniel Jones is signing with the Cowboys. You heard that right. The former New York Giants quarterback, the same Daniel Jones who was taken 6th overall in the 2019 NFL Draft, is packing his bags and heading to the rivals' camp. It's the kind of twist that makes football so wildly unpredictable and thrilling. According to several reliable NFL insiders, Jones and the Giants quietly negotiated a release that would allow him to pursue a new opportunity, and the Cowboys were one of the first teams to make contact. Now, before we go any further, let's acknowledge how wild this all sounds. Daniel Jones, of all people, joining the Cowboys? After years of battling Dallas in the NFC East, now he's potentially donning the star on his helmet? It's unthinkable. But here we are. And the reasons behind this move may be more strategic than emotional. The Cowboys are clearly signaling that change is coming. Dak Prescott has not yet signed an extension, and rumors of his future being in limbo are no longer whispers, they're echoing throughout the NFL. Bringing in both Joe Milton and Daniel Jones adds major depth and competition to the quarterback room. It also gives Dallas leverage. If Dak stays, he'll do so knowing the Cowboys have two capable players ready to step in. If he goes, Dallas is now positioned to transition smoothly into a new era. So what does Daniel Jones bring to Dallas? Let's be fair, his time with the Giants was rocky. Plagued by injuries, inconsistent offensive line play, and limited weapons, Jones never truly had a chance to show what he could be under ideal conditions. But even in a struggling system, he showed flashes. He's mobile, smart, and competitive. He led the Giants to a playoff win just a year ago and earned the respect of teammates for his toughness and leadership. While he may not have lived up to the expectations of a top 10 pick in the right system, with the right coaching and supporting cast, Jones could very well resurrect his career. The Cowboys may be betting on just that. From a financial standpoint, the Jones signing is reportedly team-friendly. Dallas structured the deal with incentives and flexibility, allowing them to keep future cap space open while providing depth and insurance. It's a win-win. Jones gets a fresh start and a chance to compete, while the Cowboys build out one of the most fascinating quarterback rooms in the league. Now, what does all this mean for the Cowboys' plans going forward? First and foremost, it means that the franchise is no longer willing to put all its eggs in one basket. For years, the Cowboys have operated under the assumption that Dak Prescott is the long-term answer. And while he's delivered strong regular season performances, the playoff results haven't followed. With Milton and Jones in the fold, Dallas has options, and that's powerful. It also sends a message to the rest of the NFL. The Cowboys are not waiting around. They're taking bold steps to ensure they stay competitive, regardless of how the quarterback dominoes fall. Whether they trade Dak, let him play out his deal, or eventually move forward with one of the new acquisitions, the team is hedging smartly. Let's not forget that Jerry Jones is one of the most aggressive owners in all of sports. He's never been afraid to take risks, and this move falls perfectly in line with that philosophy. By adding Joe Milton's upside and Daniel Jones' experience, he's essentially created a quarterback insurance policy while lighting a fire under the current starter. What makes this whole situation even more intriguing is how it aligns with the rest of the Cowboys' offseason. There have been reports of major trade talks involving Tyreek Hill. There's buzz around big-name draft targets. The team has been active in free agency and aggressive in its evaluations. All signs point to a franchise that is laser-focused on winning now, not next year, not 5 years down the road now. So where do the fans stand on all this? The reaction has been mixed, but passionate. Cowboys fans are some of the most loyal and vocal in the NFL, and they've been flooding social media with hot takes. Some are thrilled about the fresh quarterback talent, excited to see competition in the locker room, and optimistic that Milton or Jones could be the key to finally getting over the playoff hump. Others are skeptical, questioning whether these moves reflect panic rather than planning, and whether either quarterback truly represents an upgrade over Prescott. And what about the rest of the league? NFL executives are reportedly watching this situation closely. Dallas is a marquee franchise, and anytime they make a move, it has ripple effects. If Dak becomes available for trade, teams like the Vikings, Raiders, Titans, and even the Dolphins could enter the sweepstakes. Meanwhile, Joe Milton and Daniel Jones will now be under the microscope in every training camp report, preseason snap, and depth chart update. As for Mike Vrabel and the Patriots, the trade of Joe Milton could come back to haunt them, or it could validate their approach. Only time will tell. But Vrabel's